Let's get to our lineup here on the Now. We are seeing a big shortage of cybersecurity workers right now, and it's really impacting all of us because of the risk of ID theft, which has already been an issue recently. We're taking a look into the efforts to fix all of this. Plus, Apple Pay, that's expanding to more big-name stores and restaurants, but really just how safe is this pay with your phone service? We're going to get some perspective from an expert, and we're looking into the unexpected reason more older adults are ending up in the ER and what can be done to help.
Good evening. A local family is asking for the community's help tonight after several custom-made bikes belonging to their late father went missing. Those bikes went missing within days of the veteran's death. The Now's Emma Lockhart spoke with the family of Robert William Jennings and their quest to reunite him with his belongings.
The fact that somebody could take something like that after he's gone and take it from him and take it from his memory is heartbreaking.
Deanna Galata grieving the loss of her father, Robert William Jennings, who passed away from a heart attack Friday evening. And now she's searching for the people who stole his custom-made gas-powered bicycles just days after his death.
This whole garage mechanism was detached, so they came and unscrewed all those.
Galata says someone broke into the garage around midnight on Tuesday, taking 5 bikes that she says her father built himself, an act she believes was done by someone who knew him and is familiar with the area.
We feel the circumstances of this being broken into right after they found out that he passed away the next day. We think it's somebody who knew him. They knew what they were looking for.
Galata says only bikes with gas engines on them were stolen. She says those bikes are typically worth $600 to $700.
They were looking for something of more value, obviously.
Some of the bikes stolen had straight handles, others had chopper handles. One of them, a red bike you see here.
The bikes that were taken, a lot of them look like this.
The Bakersfield Police Department now investigating on scene Wednesday, searching for fingerprints. Galata left asking who could do this to a man who she says sacrificed so much.
It's heartbreaking because my father, again, was an amazing man. He just recently was chosen to go on the honor flight. He was a vet, very proud, very giving. He didn't have a lot.
Jennings, an Army veteran, served his country for 7 years during the Vietnam era, enlisting in the military at just the age of 17.
So that's what hurts, is somebody could do this to a man that was so great.
Galata now asking the community to be on the lookout and help her get her father's beloved bikes back.
It's hard enough that he's gone from us. Please don't take any more. Don't take his passion. There is no questions asked. Just bring him back, or take him to the police. Take him somewhere where I can get them back. He doesn't deserve this.
For the Now, I'm Emma Lockhart.
The family says they believe someone who knew Jennings possibly stole the bike since one of their neighbor's security cameras was damaged before the break-in. Anyone with information about the burglary is asked to call police at 327-7111. 2 homeless men are being credited with foiling an alleged burglary at a local flower shop, even protecting the cash register until police arrived. We have the 911 phone call tonight. Check this out.
911 emergency.
Yeah, we just saw 2 guys break the windows at Jack's flower shop and took the register out.
And how long ago did this happen?
It just happened just like a minute
Are
ago.
the guys still there in the building?
No, they ran off, and my friend...
Which way did they run?
They went west down the alley, and
so they went in the alley behind Jack's flower shop?
Yeah, and they dropped the register, and my friend's going to be standing by. His name is...
Okay, hold on 1 second, please.
That was David Fitro on the phone there. Officials tell 23 ABC that two men were seen pacing outside of Jack's Flower Shop on Center Street in Taft when they reportedly saw one of the men break a window and go inside. When the suspect came out with the register, one of the men reportedly yelled at them, causing the suspect to drop the register and run off. Officials say the register did have money inside, but thanks to the men, the suspects weren't able to take it. Anyone with information about the burglary is urged to call Taft Police as soon as possible. The 21st annual State of the County dinner has just kicked off at the Kern County Fairgrounds tonight. We're going to go ahead and take a live look at the event right now. The State of the County address started just a few minutes ago. Actually, looks like it's about to get underway. The event started at 5. The speech is expected to begin here any minute. The sold-out event is host to hundreds of community and business leaders. They will be discussing accomplishments made over the past year and challenges the county is facing in the year ahead. We will be bringing you the details about tonight's event as we learn them, and we'll have a full wrap-up tonight on 23 ABC News at 11. New technology could help Kern County beekeepers better communicate with local pest control advisors. It's all part of the Beware program. After months of development, the program is slated to come out next month. The local Agricultural Commission says the program will make it easier to protect bees since so many crops rely on pollination. Through the new app, beekeepers can pinpoint on GPS where hives are located so pest control applicators can be aware. Officials say they hope the app will help in time for the beginning of the local nut season.
Soon, big stores and restaurants like Target and Taco Bell will start accepting Apple Pay. The Now's Annie Taylor showing us how it works and if it's really safer.
If you haven't joined the Apple Pay, Google Pay, or Samsung Pay bandwagon, now might be the best time to start.
I think this is the beginning of the end for traditional credit cards. I really do.
Cyber tech expert Kevin Beaver says he trusts this form of payment over cash or card.
Knowing what I know about the technology, it's secure.
Here's how it works. You click the wallet app in your phone, then press Add Card. You plug in all the information from the card of your choice. Click Save, and now when you find yourself at places like Target, you unlock your phone and hold it over the mobile device payment scanner. It's that easy.
It's so much more convenient. It's so much more streamlined and automated.
Although this type of payment has been around for years, here in the U.S., not as many big-name stores have offered it until now. And those new additions include Taco Bell and Jack in the Box. In 2017, the U.S. accounted for 47% of all credit card fraud in the world. This is according to Barclays report. Other countries have seen less credit card fraud because they have been more open to alternative payments. So if you're worried about someone else getting into your phone to use it as payment, Kevin suggests you set the timer for your lock screen under a minute.
That way, if someone does have it, they won't be able to get back in unless they have your password or your fingerprint or your face for the facial recognition.
The convenience is great, but Kevin says so is the protection.
You know, you have protective measures on the part of the card brands, your banks. Typically, they either won't hold you accountable or maybe you're accountable for $50.
If you still like to swipe your credit card when you get to the register, we get it. It's hard to part ways with the old way you do things. But just know when you put your credit card into Apple Pay, Google Pay, or Samsung Pay, you can delete that card anytime you want if you end up not liking it. For the Now, I'm Annie Taylor.
All right, Annie, thank you. More in our lineup here, and we are seeing a big shortage of cybersecurity workers right now. Now, this poses a bigger risk for ID theft. What it's going to take to fix this. Next. Don't let the polar vortex fool you because ice glaciers are melting, exposing new land. This kicks off the Now newsfeed. Researchers say that plants in Canada that have been frozen for the last 40,000 years, well, they were frozen until now. Scientists say that region having its warmest century in about 115,000 years. Well, who can't appreciate this new robot? It cuts your grass. It's made by the same company that makes the Roomba. Today announcing that Terra will be used and be able to go for sale. It uses beacons that you put around your lawn to know exactly where to go. It'll sell overseas first, then will be available in the U.S. next year. Singer Ariana Grande thanking Twitter for pointing out that her new tattoo just doesn't really mean what she thought it did. Japanese symbols were supposed to translate to 7 rings. It's the name of her new song. Instead, though, fans pointed out that it actually translates to Japanese-style barbecue grill. Singer tweeted back that the ink actually hurt so much that she wouldn't have been able to last for any more symbols to be put in. She also did note that she's a huge fan of tiny barbecue grills. I guess you just got to own it when you get in that situation. Well, our government needs to do more to reduce and prevent tobacco use, especially when it comes to minors using e-cigarettes. That's what the American Lung Association's State of Tobacco report out today is saying. Now, on the federal level, the report found failures in taxing tobacco and how the FDA regulates it. On the state level, the report found the most failures when it comes to funding tobacco prevention programs and raising the minimum purchase age to 21. More than 40 states failed in those categories. Now, the study's author says those failures are directly related to what he calls the epidemic of youth e-cigarette use. He says from 2017 to 2018, there was a 78% jump in underage e-cigarette use.
One thing I know the Lung Association is pushing for is a completely prohibiting flavors in tobacco products, which is one of the reasons that kids use e-cigarettes and other tobacco products a lot.
Now, in November, the FDA announced plans to ban menthol cigarettes and cigars, but flavored e-cigs are still available. Now, the one area of prevention that got an A grade in this report was federal mass media campaigns against smoking. No state scored straight A's in every category.
All right, we're taking a live look at downtown Bakersfield. Comfortable temperatures today, but don't get too comfortable with this, right, Allison?
I know, exactly. It was so nice out today. We had clear skies in the afternoon, temperatures above seasonal with a high of 72 degrees, but that will all be changing as we are tracking a system that is just off the coast in Northern California that's going to be pushing down the coast in the evening hours, making its way into Kern County in the early morning hours tomorrow. So by the time you're waking up at around 7:30, we're tracking those scattered showers in the western portion of the valley, and as the morning continues into the early evening hours, we are going to be seeing pockets of light to moderate rain, but by the time the early evening rolls around, this is at 4:30 in the afternoon, we're seeing that rain over Tehachapi as well as in our desert cities, and that's going to be pushing off to our east. So this is a warm system. That snow level is going to be right around 7,000 feet, so Alta Sierra could be seeing some snow flurries. That storm clearing by the evening, so clear skies does bring up the chance to see some early morning fog on Friday, but then we are actually tracking another system. But thankfully, the first one on Thursday going to be bringing us some, well, better air quality. We are going to be back to the moderate range tomorrow with an AQI of 70, and there is no birding unless with a registered device. And winds are going to pick up ahead of our second system making its way into the county overnight Friday. Throughout the day on Saturday, gusts down at the base of the Grapevine as well as in Fraser Park could be up to 50 miles per hour. So that means we are going to be getting better air quality as we head into the weekend as well as into early next week. So this next system is actually going to be an atmospheric river. You can see it's another warm one, but in the past, this has brought a good soaking of rain for us across Kern County. So it looks like we are going to be seeing that again with the chance for some snow up in the highest elevations here in Kern County. And then we are tracking a third system. That's going to be the coldest system. So that's going to bring the snow level down to 4,000 feet. That will be overnight on Sunday into the early morning hours on Monday. So there is a chance that that could be impacting travel over the Grapevine. Again, we will be continuing to track all of these storms, but a high of 60 degrees with that 70% chance of rain for us tomorrow. And then to start your February on Friday, we're going to be seeing those showers in the later evening hours and throughout the day on Saturday. The Now Bakersfield will be right back.
There is a massive shortage of cybersecurity professionals, which really could have an impact on a number of things, from protecting your personal information to keeping the country safe from cyber attacks. Now it's Corey Rangel with a look at just how big this problem is.
Another huge data breach.
As cyber attacks become more common.
The biggest cyber attack of all time.
Bigger.
Customer names to social security numbers to addresses.
And more personal, there's another concern on the horizon: how to stop them. Part of the problem is a shortage of cybersecurity workers in the U.S.
There's at least hundreds of thousands, if not over 1 million, unfilled cyber jobs in the United States.
Experts say that shortage is putting people and companies at risk.
Organized crime is where you really see a lot of activity in organizations, which is typically where all of our data gets stolen.
Brett Fund runs a cybersecurity academy. He says the massive data breaches we keep hearing about help fuel businesses to hire more cybersecurity workers to protect customer and company data, contributing to the shortage.
The last 4 years, there's been this absolute explosion of the need for these people, and there's no way the job market can catch up to that.
Threats include everything from your personal information getting stolen to foreign countries turning to cyber terrorism to target things like electric grids.
We must be ready to meet 21st century challenges.
This week, the Director of National Intelligence testified in front of Congress and warned about the growing cyber threats coming from foreign countries.
China, Russia, North Korea, and Iran are advancing their cyber capabilities, which are relatively low cost and growing in potency and severity.
Tyler Crosby is a trained paramedic and switched careers to get into the cybersecurity field.
Is it intimidating? Absolutely. It's talk about you're kind of walking in to the unknown. At least coming from a different industry, that's what it feels like.
He'll spend the next few months getting a crash course on cybersecurity, knowing his skills will be in high demand and an ongoing challenge.
Much like medicine, it's a field where you're constantly forced to learn, and you have to improve and continue to stay relevant. You really have to focus on that lifelong learning kind of goal.
For the Now, I'm Corey Rangel.
All right, Corey, thank you. Let's take a fresh look at the Now news feed here and another way that climate change could hurt future generations. New study shows that children are more likely to be born with heart defects because of global warming. Women pregnant during the summer and hotter climates are the most at risk here. While having friends at work, it is key to a woman's success. New research looking at people's work emails and found that women in leadership roles, they have two different networks, a broad one and a smaller women-only circle. That inner circle gives women access to things like job opportunities. It also details what the company culture is like towards women. Well, goodbye Gymboree. Yeah, the kids' clothing store and its sister shop Crazy 8, they're closing due to bankruptcy. Here are some dates you need to remember. Most returns have to be done by this Friday, February 1st, and you need to spend any gift cards you have by February 16th. Well, it sounds and honestly looks like a scene from Fast and the Furious. A car falling 9 stories in a parking garage and bursting into flames. This was in Miami. No one was inside. The owner watched the whole thing happen to what used to be a souped-up Acura.
Called for the car that I heard all of a sudden. I thought I hear my car alarm going off, and then I hear a big bang. Turn around, the car had fallen in the elevator shaft.
I hope he had insurance. The owner believes that the car wasn't left in park. Ouch. All right, let's get back to our lineup, and we're looking into the unexpected reason that more older adults, they're ending up in the ER. What can be done to help? We're going to talk about that next when the Now continues. Big warning for parents on this one. You may want to give your kids less juice. Tests are showing that it probably has heavy metals in it. Consumer Reports just tested 45 fruit juices for heavy metals. We're talking like lead and arsenic here. Every single juice had measurable levels of metal. Yeah, the CDC says long-term exposure to those metals can cause all kinds of problems, from cognitive issues to even cancer. Now, the Juice Products Association, they're pushing back on these reports. They're calling the results unfounded. Diabetes sending many older adults to the ER, and there's new research that's published in the Annals of Emergency Medicine saying that diabetes complications make up more than 25% of ER visits. So what really can you do about it? Well, doctors at the Mayo Clinic say there are ways to manage your lifestyle so it won't affect your blood sugar level. Now, that includes your diet. How do you eat? Well, doctors say carbs, they have the biggest impact on blood sugar levels. And you also really need to talk to your doctor when it comes about questions of exercise. They're going to let you know just how long you should exercise every week, really what you should be doing, and what blood sugar levels are appropriate before your workout. Now, let's talk about medication, because insulin and other meds, they're very important. Insulin is sensitive to extreme temperatures, and it may not be effective if it's stored incorrectly. You'll definitely need to talk to your doctor before you take over-the-counter medication. Now, you should also make sure that you get a plan together in case you get sick. Your doctor will definitely tell you what you need to do to adjust your dosages. You don't want to do that on your own. Well, there are other factors that you and your doctor should also be talking about, like drinking alcohol, how much, if any, you should be drinking at all, menstruation, menopause, as well as stress, really important. Well, LASIK eye surgery, that's a very popular procedure, but our investigative team has found a growing number of patients who say the surgery has put them in constant pain.
I'd never heard my son cry before. And he says, "Mom, I don't know what to do."
If anyone understood the consequences of this surgery fully, there's no way anyone in their right mind would do this surgery.
Yeah, so tomorrow on The Now, these patients and their families sharing what happened to them so other prospective patients can weigh the risks here, and also how the LASIK industry is defending itself against these concerns.
Coming up tonight on 23 ABC News at 11, the annual State of the County address tonight. A look at how our economy, workforce, and plans for the future of Kern County are coming together. The goals from local leaders and what you can expect. Again, we're going to have a full wrap up on that tonight on 23 ABC News at 11. In the meantime, though, we are officially on storm watch, even though it's pretty warm right now.
I know, still 66 degrees in Oildale, but you can see a few high thin clouds making its way into the county. That's ahead of a system that is going to be bringing rain across the county in the early morning hours on Thursday. Also some strong winds, so that means better air quality than what we've been seeing today. Today we were actually unhealthy for sensitive groups, nearing that unhealthy for everyone. We are going to be in the moderate range tomorrow, which is very nice, and winds continue to pick up on Friday and Saturday. That's when we have our next chance of rain, and then we are tracking a third system on Sunday into Monday. So it was warm today. It's all going to be changing as we head into the weekend.
Things are changing. Okay, that's going to do it for us on The Now Bakersfield. We hope to see you back here tonight for 23 ABC News at 11.
The quality of food that can be grown, but also the yield, and optimises that in countries that need it through solar and through energy production. And as I got everyone's attention, we clearly help urbanisation, feeding glass to ensure that it's safe to touch for mobile phones